Oh my God! Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of The Player YouTube. And as usual, we've got something so spectacular for you. When I walk across there, I might even trip over myself. Follow me, because this is none other than the Jaguar F-Type. And it's not just an F-Type. This is the F-Type all-wheel drive S version V6 3-litre engine, and it's developing 380 brake horsepower. It's a hell of a car, it's a hell of a looking car, and at the same time it's got some amazing gadgets, or as we call them, madgets. They're for men. So you're probably wondering, why has Andy got two sets of golf clubs standing here? All will become apparent in a couple of minutes. This is the F-Type Coupe. The F-Type Coupe has over 400 litres of boot space, and the bods down at Jaguar have told me I can get two sets of golf clubs in the back. Rather handy if you're picking up your mate on the way to the golf club. However, on the convertible version of this, which is around about £5,500 more, you've only got 196 litres of boot space, so you probably wouldn't even get half of one of these in there. You just about manage a man bag. So I want to put it to the test. Let's open up the boot, let's take a look. Now, the tail lift on this is electronic. It's extra, and to be honest, for such a small tail lift, I really don't think you need to spend that money on something that you can lift by hand. So let's get on with the point in question. Let's get two sets of clubs into the back of an F-Type. Now, I promise you, I haven't practiced this before, but I was told roughly how it should go. So first time, this could all go very wrong, but hopefully it won't, and we should get both sets of clubs. Well, it's proving a little bit more difficult than what I thought, but you can get two sets of golf clubs in here. Let's just make sure for you. We'll put the boot down, push the little button, most unnecessary in my opinion, and if that closes, which it does, there you have it. So before we crack on and jump inside the car, there's one more thing I just really want you to see, and that is the rear of this car is absolutely stunning. It's beautifully designed. Check out these lovely thin rear lights. Look at the thickness and the actual shape of the car. And this tail lift here, this actually moves, so at high speed it acts as like a damper. It gives stability control, and it's all automatic. There is a button inside as well where you can push it if you really want it to pop up when you want it to pop up. But the one thing I love most of all, and this stems from years and years of breeding and the pedigree of this car, from the E-Type, the D-Type, the 120, there's a little piece of everything in this car. And here, it just shows the twin exhausts in the middle. My God, I've got to kiss it. Love this car. At the beginning of this video, in the intro, I promised you something special, and I said there were some gizmos available for this car. Well, there are. And this is a Madget. As I said, a man app, just for men. It is stunning. Jaguar, I love you guys. Watch this. There's an app here. You download it. You have to connect through your PC, and then you have to sit in the car and push a little button for 5 seconds, and then everything seamlessly connects. And it's not Bluetooth, it's all done through the ether, through the World Wide Webby thing. But watch how amazing it is. There's a little app icon, so your Jaguar badge comes up. That's cool for starters. Now, you're probably wondering, what is the point of having an app for a car? Well, to be honest, there are those occasions when us men do park somewhere and we tend to forget where we've parked. Although you could be lending it to the wife, the girlfriend, or the boyfriend, whichever way your persuasion is, and they might have left the car somewhere and they've forgotten. Now, in this instance, you have a little map at the bottom here, which is fantastic. It locates where the car is. Now, when you get there, there might be 1,000 other cars. There could even be some other Jaguars there. So what Jaguar have done on the app, they've got this marvellous little thing. It says beep and flash. So if I push that, it will now connect to the car, and there you go, you have it. So I'm now walking around the car park, and I've actually spotted my car. It's a pretty cool thing to do in the pub car park in front of your mates as well. But it doesn't stop there. This app will actually tell me how many miles I've got left to drive, how much fuel is in the car. It even tells me the weather. For God's sake, how much more? Well, there is more. Watch. So if we go to the next bit, this is in my opinion, one of the most amazing little things that you can have. On a cold day, the last thing you want to do is step outside, get in a freezing cold car, de-ice it. Nah, this thing does it all itself from the app. And all you have to do is sit in your house. Well, to be honest, I could be sitting in my villa in the south of France and start the car up, even if I could get there in 20 minutes. Push the start button. I've got to put in a security password, which I'm not going to show you guys, sorry. Takes 2 seconds. It's receiving the security password, and within a few seconds it will communicate with the car, and something rather extraordinary is going to happen. You can hear it now. Spooky. Now the car will heat up to a pre-desired or selected, and in my case I've set it at 25 degrees temperature. So when you get in that car in 10 minutes, the car will shut itself down when it's reached the temperature, so it warms up nicely. You get in it, all ready to go, the car's warmed up, ready to go, and away you go down the road. And I'll just stop it there, because you can manually stop it as well. There are other little things. There's all the log of where you've driven, how many miles, what day it was, what time it was. I mean, if you really want all that sort of stuff. And there's other things like locking the boot, and it just goes on and on. Guys, this is an app for the uninitiated. I love it, and it's a great point when you're sitting chatting to the guys down the pub. Yeah, I can start my car. Watch this. Let's go and check out inside, because there's even more to look at in this car. It's so special. Inside this car is total luxury. I love it in here. The lovely leather seats. These are designed by Lear. They're the same people who build those beautiful jets that you've probably heard about. This is all leather, and it's an extra £2,350, but my God, is it worth it? Look at the quality finish on it. The car itself, speaking of money, 69 grand buys you the basic model, but things like the panoramic roof in here, the Carpathian grey paintwork which you saw earlier, they're all extras. Carpathian grey, for example, £1,350. Roof, it's all extra bits and pieces, but so worth it in a car like this. All the cars come with a gearbox, as you would expect. This particular one has an automatic gearbox with 8 different gears. That includes reverse. No, it doesn't. It's 9 including reverse. I'll get my maths right in a minute. The manual one has a 6-speed gearbox. There are 3 different modes in this car. There is normal mode, which is the one in the middle. There is a slippery mode where you push forward like that, and then that will suddenly put all-wheel drive into effect. And then down the bottom there, you've got that fabulous little, there's a racing flag on there, a checkered flag, and that means you're in dynamic mode. And dynamic mode will suddenly upgrade all the suspension using the adaptive suspension control. It suddenly opens up the baffles on the exhaust, and you get this lovely sound from this 3-litre V6 380 brake horsepower engine. We've got, obviously you've got traction control on here. You can manually lift and lower the rear wing, which can't see why you would do that. But one good thing about this is here you have a little exhaust button, and it's quite obviously an exhaust button. And if you don't want to upset the neighbours at 6 o'clock in the morning because you're heading out for a game of golf or down, wherever you're going, you can push that and it will quieten down the exhaust. And likewise, you push it again and suddenly the baffles go open. This is a fabulous car to drive. You've got a big 8-inch touchscreen. It just goes to show you can always get this wrong no matter how many times you do it. I'm going to show you when you start it up. So there's a push button start here, foot on the brake, and you'll hear the car sound. What a lovely sound that is. 8-inch touchscreen, as I said, Jaguar emblem coming up, lovely big dials here. This makes things obviously very simple. Change your temperatures. To get the electric seat to work, the heated seat, you have to push the button and then you just turn it left or right accordingly, and that will automatically go back to the temperature. I've got everything set on auto at the moment, so we will just turn it off for the time being so as it keeps it as quiet as possible. Climate control here. Watch this for a bit of James Bond. I absolutely love this. We're going to turn it on. This is on the manual setting. Now watch just up here. I love this. It keeps, that is so James Bondy. Look at it. And I can push it back down again.
The reason I love that is because when it goes down, it gives you a lovely smooth view straight out. Let's have a quick look at the things on the screen here. So we've obviously got telephone connect, we've got digital radio, we've got our sat-nav system, which again, very, very easy to use. There's the setting button over here, which will take us into all the general configuration. We've got a home button. Another lovely thing I love about this, it does have an Apple Play Connect on it. So you can connect through here and your phone will come straight up using the little lead that comes with it. It's an amazing car. No point in me rattling on anymore. I've told you enough, apart from one thing, which I do need to tell you, because Jaguar would love me to tell you. In the production of this car, there is 80% less CO2. That's a good point. But even better, 50% of this vehicle is manufactured from recycled metal, and the car only weighs 1,600 kilograms. So let's get this out on the road and give you a chance to have a little feel or a little sound of what it goes like. Road in this car is quite an experience. I've got the car in the dynamic mode and I'm actually going to put it into manual gearbox, so now I'm on the paddles, and I just want you to hear this car when you give it some gun. Listen to this. Oh, wow, that was stunning. I'm going to have to hit the brakes. There we go. Oh, we're away again. Oh, you've got to love this car. Everything about it, it just sells itself to you. It's Jaguar over and over. Oh, and it even blips on the throttle down. Absolutely beautiful. I completely love this car, and on a day like today where it's nice and dry and it's a sort of autumnal winter day, you can't get any better. You've got everything here, as you can see. I've already explained all that to you. You can see it all now. You've heard it. This is, in my opinion, one of the most stunning cars Jaguar have ever produced, and long may it live. I want to test out to see what the convertible's like, comparing it to this, but we've just got to give it one more little go for you, because I've got a nice bit of clear road ahead of me. You've got to hear this one more time, and then we're going to say goodbye. Here we go. Oh, it's just beautiful. Big difference though, before I say anything else, V6 to V8. I've driven both cars. The V6, much higher pitched, more responsive on the lower gears. The V8, a lot heavier, but more growly. Either way, who cares? I wouldn't have a choice out of the two. Just listen to that. Oh, I love it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you like what you're watching, subscribe, and if you love this video, give me a thumbs up. Thanks.